the history of turquoise, and it's vintage. So we're gonna find out how in the world did Jay find this one? We'll tell you right now. I've had just an absolute love of turquoise for so many years. Actually, my parents got me into it. They were very, very much into Hubei beads and turquoise pieces, and I even have some of my mom and dad's old collections, and my dad wore it, my mom wore it, so I've always had a passion for it. One of the most iconic pieces of turquoise you will ever find in the world of turquoise, and it's incredibly hard to find. It's like looking for, you know, I don't know, diamonds in your backyard, is the Hubei turquoise. It is retro, it's vintage, it's old, and here's how rare this is. The last time Jay brought us a Hubei piece at all, as a today's special, I did the math with him, was in 2020, so it's basically been 3 years. We thought at that point, I mean, Hubei's impossible to find. It's vintage, it's old, it's not mined anymore. And Jay has the most amazing story behind this. Now, we are at an early 2 o'clock for me here on the East Coast. We're halfway through our quantity for the entire day. I don't believe Jay's gonna pull this one off again because it is one of the rarest turquoise you'll ever see, and it's glorious. Now, I wanna give you a heads up on the matching pieces, and I swear Jay's gonna get with us. We have the button earrings, okay? We have this gorgeous ring in 5 through 12. I've got the drop earrings, and the cuff is out of this world. Look at this cuff. That's all Hubei, right? All Hubei, okay? Here's the problem, though. This is gonna be your last chance at this. If you want this ring, the drop earrings, or my cuff, you've got to buy it in this hour. Not just this show for 2 hours. In this hour, I have about 100 of each, and we expect them, every last one of these, to sell out. I'm a little better shape with the button earrings, so those are still available. Well, here he is, and he's promised us all. He said, Suze, for you, just for moi and you, of course. He has changed his position to give us an incredible look at Tucson, and where he's at is Mr. Jay King. Oh, Jay, you're right. That's so gorgeous behind you. Ah.
We're at the Cactus Cove. I did this just for you, Suzanne.
Thank you, my
Okay,
love.
just so you know, okay, I did this for you. This is the first time that we've ever been able to shoot from this particular location. So we were looking at, if you notice, if you see the mountains in the back, what's that white stuff on the top up there?
Is that snow?
So, yeah, it's one of the very few times, Sally, our host here, she said it's the first time she's seen snow there in 20 years. So
a little cold?
Does that tell you anything? And what's so crazy, you know, this is a high desert. So during the day, it's relatively warm, you know, getting warmer. Yeah. And at night, it is absolutely freezing.
I love it. Well, thank you for getting out in the sunshine and joining us today. I get so excited about our event. Jay, we have 2 spectacular hours. They're so good. We have a ton of launches no one's seen, but this really is the highlight, Jay, with 50% already gone. And here's what even surprised me more, Jay, because, you know, I love what you do, because you always do the impossible. Not only the story behind it, but girls, these are huge Hubei beads, huge. They're not just the leftover chips that he found in some dusty corner, although he did find this in dusty corners, but it's really big Hubei and the best of the best. And Jay, do share the story because I find this to be fascinating, and I was so surprised you did it.
Well, you know, Suzanne, you know, 3 years ago, 2020, when we were able to do that Hubei necklace, I thought that really truly was a miracle. I mean, it was a miracle. It was just something that we hadn't seen any Hubei, hadn't had any Hubei on the show for over a decade at that time. And it blew out. People really realized how collectible it is and what it is. And so just like anything, you know, one of the things we try our best to do the impossible. And in this case, that's what you're looking at right now. You're looking at something that was just literally totally impossible to do. I'm just amazed that it actually came to fruition, that it actually happened. And what we did is we went around to every single resource that we knew that had ever cut any Hubei turquoise in their career. I mean, we went to every nook and cranny, all of the Hubei cutters. We asked everybody, does anyone, do you have any of this material? And just like all cutters, you know, and the same thing with us in our lapidary shops, you have things in barrels and you have them put back. And what that is it's material, maybe especially like turquoise, in this particular turquoise, maybe you have big pieces of Hubei, but you don't see a lot of color in it, or, you know, it's not really, you don't really think it's really worth cutting, and it's, you know, you've already sorted through the material. And so what we did is we went out and we negotiated. We were able to buy every bit of this that we could actually find. I mean, barrels of things, a lot of them, they've been sitting there for 30 years.
I have a question to ask you. Were there literally dust on the barrels?
Oh, yeah. I mean, dust more like, yeah, like cobwebs, like everything. I mean, you know, a lot of them were in a state of disrepair. They went by and they bought every single, they went to every warehouse, they went to every cutting shop that they knew of that had ever cut this material. We were able to consolidate everything that we had. So we had all these barrels, we had all this material. And then what they did the impossible. And it was very time consuming and very, very labor intensive and extremely expensive. They went through and we do what we call cobbing. So they cut all of that rough. They went through all that rough. And in some of the rough, there was just nothing. In a lot of the rough, there was actually, and this is high grade Hubei too. You're not buying, you know, low grade junk here. This is all high grade. That was one of the things that we stipulated right from the beginning with our cutters. They said, we told them, look, if it's low grade or junk, just pass it by. Don't waste any time on it at all. And what we did is we got all the way through it. And we were able to come up with enough material. And here again, if you look at this and if you go close on this, I've got a great shot of this, of what makes a Hubei so special. Here is, okay, check that out. Is that is that amazing? And if you see the necklace right here, this is just one necklace. This is what Hubei is all about. This is what makes Hubei. This is what makes it so different, so unique. And in this necklace that you're buying, these specimens that you're seeing here in the center, those are my specimens from the 70s. Okay, those are my specimens from the 70s. So that's what it looked like there. That's what made Hubei just historic. I mean, everybody just went crazy over it. Right. So this is, I don't know if we'll ever be able to do this, anything ever again.
Well, I have to say, so it's so funny, and Jay and I have now worked together. I've been here, I think this month or the next month is my 18th anniversary here. Love being here, love it. Worked with Jay all 18 years. And, you know, when we see Hubei, and it's crazy, because even as host, and you think, oh, they get kind of jaded because we do a lot of jewelry over the years. I never do with turquoise, and I never do with Hubei. It's like when I knew we were doing this as the Today's Special, that was so important for those of us who love turquoise, because it's rare. This is vintage, guys. There's nothing, none of this is being mined anywhere right now. And so to have this big, bold, beautiful necklace, I mean, it certainly is a singular piece. You can layer it with your other pieces if you want to, but it's bold. And I want to show you, just because you've got to be impressed by this, how big the stones are. Now, they graduate from smaller in the back to bigger in the front. But I want you to see, that's a 1/2 inch stone right there in the front. Look at that beautiful cab right there. That's almost a 1/2 inch by itself. Look at this one on this side. Again, coming just a little rondelle, almost 1/2 inch. They're beefy, big stones. He didn't do little chips. He didn't take the leftovers from the bottom of the bucket and try to make something out of it. These aren't little seed beads. You see a lot of that in turquoise jewelry because they're trying to maximize the amount of turquoise they have. He went bold, he went big, and he said, I'm just putting it all in. And then to top that off, if you've ever priced vintage Hubei, trust me, it's not $149. If you can even find it, it goes for premium because it is so rare, because it's not mined, and it's all really beautiful vintage turquoise that you literally have to find from people. And that's the magic behind what Jay can do. That's his connections, that's his love of bringing us the best of the best, and daggone it, he's done it in this necklace. Now, I do have to get you updates, guys, because this is a problem. If you want the ring, size 12 is already sold out. Size 5 is now sold out. So that means I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have a handful in each size. It's a huge cabochon, absolutely beautiful Hubei. On the bracelet, let me give you an update there. How many bracelets do I have left, Andre, please? There are 97. I like the specific. There are 97 of you who will ever have this stunning cuff bracelet. That I'm over the moon, because look at how much, again, turquoise he used in it. Then we've got my drop earrings, which are also limited. And then I've got the little button guys that I put on. I'm a little better on the button. What's gonna happen though is when all of these additional pieces are gone in this show, it's gonna happen in this show, then everybody's gonna rush to get the button. And I love button earrings. Why? They're super easy to wear. They're very versatile. They can be daytime, they can be nighttime. And again, really big cabs that Jay is using. 187 left in the button design. About 80 left in my drop. The ring's almost gone, and the cuff's gonna be gone here in a couple minutes. So I just wanted to give you a quick heads up. So Jay, where was Hubei originally discovered? Because it's not mined anymore anywhere in the world.
No, this material you're looking at here was mined in the late 70s, early 80s.
That's so cool.
And you can't, it is, like you said, it's antique, it's vintage, highly collectible. But this is, the story in Hubei itself is dynamic, okay? And this is the first turquoise that really came out of China, right? That really the public knew about. And this, when I'm talking in the 70s, in 76, turquoise was our bicentennial stone for the United States. And turquoise was just rocking, and it still is now. I mean, it is, it's established itself as a key material. But what made this so interesting and so unique, it comes out of China, but it's truly an American story. It's all about Americans. It can't get a more American than Hubei turquoise.
Oh, sorry, Jay. I was just getting an update.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know if you had gone up or not. Here's the thing. So you have a strike of turquoise strike in mainland China, in the Hubei region.
Okay.
At that time, China wasn't open. It was very close. There was only it was this closed society, and it was American miners, American lapidaries that actually pioneered going into China. When they were the first Westerners really that had ever been seen, and through cooperation of several people, including one of my old partners, Simon there, the Chu family, they actually owned the Hubei mine, the Hubei turquoise, the Chu families they were the ones that actually had it. Huh. But it was the American miners, it was the American lapidaries that came from Arizona and Nevada that not only showed them how to mine the material, but they showed them how to cut the material, how to finish the material, and then actually provided a market for it. So awesome. It's a really unique story. It's been this whole mining area. They don't even allow not only outsiders or Westerners, but even a lot of the Chinese, indigenous Chinese people, they've got the region closed. Yeah, so you can't even go into the mine. You have to be invited to even be able to go to the region. They're building, this is how much this material is respected. They're building a huge museum. Millions of dollars has gone into it to actually honor the original miners of Hubei and as a resource. And even my friend, which you just saw there, the picture of him, they're supposedly going to be doing a bronze statue of him. He passed away last year, unfortunately. Yeah. But it's really, I got to tell you, of all the turquoises, probably the top 12 collectible turquoises in the world so far, this I would have to say is one of them. That is in the top 12 of all the turquoises you'd want to collect.
Yeah, and I want to show you the versatility of Hubei. This is another reason why so many of us are so crazed over it. It's all the colors you get to play and use in this. And you're like, well, I've never seen Hubei. Well, that's the reason. Mined in the 70s and 80s, and people hoard it. I mean, they have it hidden. Or you'll see a piece and go, man, that is so unique. I've never seen that turquoise. Chances are it very well could be Hubei. But here's what I love is the flexibility. Denim, we get it. Denim with turquoise, that's been a longtime favorite of turquoise lovers. We get the idea that denim's gonna work, so that's great. But here's what might surprise you about Hubei. I love it back to a white white or an ivory. So as we roll into the spring, look how that just pops. See how it picks up some of these lighter tones in the stone? Now, this is one of my all-time favorite color combinations when it comes to turquoise, and that is brown. I love brown back to turquoise. But look, all of a sudden going from the white, springtime, to the fall, how the whole essence and coloration just magically changed. It's like a chameleon stone. And then watch this. I even pulled out a green because there is green in Hubei as well. So that for me is the fun of owning this. Being able to wear it with multiple looks, multiple colors. So often you get a necklace, right, and you're like, oh, I always gotta wear purple with that because it's the only thing it really matches with, right? With Hubei, you can wear it with so many different colors in your wardrobe. You'll be literally tickled. I could have put sky blue in front of here. I'm running out of my little swatches. Sky blue would have worked. I could put red behind this. I could put, oh my gosh. Oh wait, I'll do this. I'm gonna put, this isn't a khaki, but it's close. How many of you have a ton? And Valerie, how many fashion shows have we done together showing khaki, 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 right? If you're right, like a gazillion. We love our some khaki. But look at this, when you're talking about even khaki, if you have those great, or if you have any kind of olive green at home, it's gonna work back to it. That's part of the story and the magic of owning Hubei and really loving it and enjoying it. We're your best place to get it. We guarantee it, and gosh, please be careful. Oh my God. I get so concerned because there's a lot of people shoveling off a lot of fake stuff out there in turquoise, and folks are spending a fortune on it. Know your source, you have to. Jay has been with us for many, many years, over a couple of decades. He said what he says is he says, what he says it is. You don't have to second guess yourself. You don't wonder, well, I bought it on the internet, but is it really turquoise? I don't know. And there's a lot of good fake out there. So don't be fooled. We are your source for buying it. And today and this moment is the reason you want to do it. Because if you're like me, and I know you are, you love wearing jewelry, you love the unique, you will be absolutely thrilled to add this to your collection. Just absolutely thrilled. And I know there's a lot of you have some of Jay's old Hubei. Maybe you've got a bracelet, maybe you have a ring, maybe you bought some earrings years ago, and you're like, oh my goodness, finally, I can get a Hubei necklace to go with all that. Fabulous idea. Also, if you love to layer your turquoise, which Jay knows I love to do, his wife loves to do it as well, all of your bright blue turquoise will work. All of your other turquoise for Jay will work. Your smoky quartz will work back to this beautifully. Some of those wonderful opaque stones that we have and love, layer it together. This is the magical stone that will pull all of that together, and you're gonna have so much fun with it. And I'm so excited for you. All right, let's do this, Andre. Let's update on the ring. It's probably my biggest concern right now. Here's the ring, beautiful cabochon. I have less than 100 to go around. Size 5 is gone, size 12 is gone. Size 6, there's 4, it's a little limited. Size 6, I have 4 remaining. And in 7 through 11, I have a handful, because remember, we only have about 90 left in all the sizes, and 3 of them are almost gone, so there you go. With our today's special, you have 5 flex. What does that mean? Any major credit card, spread your payment out, $30 over 5 months. It's free shipping because it's over $75, and then everything else is free S&H. All right, Jay, so when we're talking about this, was this fun for you to see your team be able to get enough to actually do our today's special?
Well, it was not only fun. You know, to tell you the truth, I never thought this was going to happen. I was just trying to get some Hubei, to put some Hubei in some designs. I never thought that we would have enough that we could actually be able to offer it as a today's special. We worked really, really tough. Then they worked with us. Normally, when you do a today's special, the minimum that you would offer would be over double, if not triple, what we're offering here today. But this is it. Okay, this is the last hurrah, the last big bang. When they brought this material and they put it all together, you know, we lost 70% of the rough just in the cull. I mean, just when we were going in and starting to cob it out, 70% of the material went to what we call our rock garden, right? That means it's not ever going to be used anything except for ballast, right? That's the only thing it's ever going to be used for. And so that in itself, you know, was huge. Just, you know, that just to have to just, you know, discard that much material, and we only selected the high grade, the premium material. We were amazed. And then after we were able to obtain, you know, the raw material, we were able to obtain what we had to work with. Then we had to work out the sizes, and then we actually designed around that to be able the biggest bang for the buck. And as you so wonderfully pointed out, these aren't little teeny tchotchke beads, okay? These are massive, they're graduated. You have all these vibrant colors that make Hubei Hubei.
Right.
You know, this turquoise is one of the turquoises that you don't even have to be a turquoise expert or an aficionado to know it's Hubei. When you see Hubei, there's no other turquoise that looks like this.
None,
it is
none other. It's very distinctive. All right, Jay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to spend a couple of minutes talking about what's left of the beautiful matching pieces. And so we're going to do that right now. And we want to make sure and give them a good, fair look because unfortunately they're almost gone and we think they're going to sell out in this show today.